Hi, this is Laura from livevisions.com, and I just wanted to talk to you guys, and I'm looking for my phone. Like, where's my phone? All right, let's see where Laura put her phone. Where little Miss Ava put Laura's phone. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Okay, 100%. So we are charged up. Hey, guys. Alrighty. So let me go to my events page again and go to make sure that I'm receiving. Hey, Edwin. Oh, ficus. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make sure this is transmitting good. And I figured we would do something a little bit differently today. I don't know if you guys know where your astrological placements are, okay? If you do not know, I wish my website had the calculator working properly. If you do not know your astrological placements, all right, and I know there's a glare on my glasses, sorry. It's so annoying. If you don't know your astrological placements, go to astro.com. You're going to love that website, by the way. You can do solar returns and all that stuff. It's awesome. But until I can get it running on my site, this is where you're going to have to go. And I'm getting such a glare. Maybe it's my computer. So, yeah, there's a little bit better, not much. Anyway, thank you. You know what? It's not darker. I got it cut today, and she just put a lot of layers in it. So maybe because the sun lightened it, she put a lot more layers in it. So I think that whatever was lightened from the sun is cut off. So, but thank you. Okay. So go to astro.com, and we're going to talk about Venus and Mars. If you know what house your Venus is in and Mars your Venus is in, I'm going to answer some questions for you guys in regards to love. If you know your 7th house cusp in relationships, well, if you know your ascendant sign, then I already know your 7th house cusp, you know. But if you know the ruler of your 7th house and what house that's in, I can give you some live in a row. Yeah, hi, Rob. Thanks for coming. I can give you some more information about marriage, okay? But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. Now, I will put some links in the room in regards to, all right, if you wanted to book with me, astrology or tarot, whichever, it's up to you. But I actually did have somebody, hey, Colleen, I actually did have somebody send me some nasty message yesterday after the stream about something I said didn't pan out for her, whatever, so she started like totally bitching me out, and I deleted her comment. But I was like, oh my god, it's a free live stream, like, don't come if it's like I don't know, but it was really rude because I do this on my free time, okay? I only, you only pay if you want a reading from me. If what I'm saying is resonating to you, then you would pay for a reading if you wanted one. I give you one question, like teasers, and today we're going to talk about astrology. We may do a little tarot and stuff like that. But, and something tells me that either this person knows me or they're super jealous or something, because this person had just hate, venom coming from them. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a free freaking thing. Like, I didn't charge you for anything, so why are you pissed at me? And I will say this, if you do buy a reading from me, I tell you the truth, and if so-and-so is not your partner for, they're not supposed to be for you, I will let you know, hey, this person isn't good for you. And no, this isn't the person that we were talking about with relationships yesterday. She was very sweet. It wasn't her, it was somebody else. But I was just like, are you kidding me? So obviously this person has a major issue with me on a personal level. I don't think it had anything to do, or maybe it had to do with something I said that it wasn't going to work out. She said that what I predicted for her panned out, but what I predicted for someone else didn't, and so she was telling me off. I don't know. All I'm saying is it's free, and if you're buying it, I could see you getting pissed, but it's free. So, like, I don't know. And if the fact that you can't shut it or like, you know what I mean, bite your tongue, or the fact that you have to, like, go in and be all nasty tells me that that person has a personal agenda with me, because if it's not something they paid for, then why would you complain on a free stream? Like, what's your problem? So anyway, it takes all kinds, and that tells me that person is either not liking me, a hater, or jealous as hell. I don't know. Either way, they can go. And I'll be honest with you, if I block you, you can't go back in another stream again. You know, never be able to come back into a stream. So, anyway, hey, Jan. Hey, how are ya? All right, all right. Hair of Wind's got his chart up. Good. Okay, let's start with you. Venus and Scorpio in the 8th house. Wow. So you want a person who is in love. Who now, just so you know, if you're a man, we're going to look at your Venus because that's the woman you're attracted to. If you're a woman, we're going to look at your Mars because that's what you're attracted to. And if there's conjunctions to your Mars, that adds to what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so if you know your conjunctions, let me know. I know Hannah, right? Unbelievable. You were cool, Hannah. Last night you were fine. So, and then we're going to talk now, if the person is, you know, gay or lesbian, they may resonate with Venus more or Mars more. It just depends, because sometimes people who are gay or lesbian, like when I have clients, lesbian clients, I always say, okay, I always get more lesbian than gay men. But, so I say to them, okay, you could be resonating more with your Mars or with your Venus. Your Mars would say this, and I tell them the attributes of what their Mars says. Or Venus would say this for you. Which one do you think you gravitate more? And then they tell me, oh, I gravitate toward this. So then I know where to go. All right, so, and if you notice on the birth chart and the form that you fill out when you book a reading from me, I ask you have to write if you're male or female on there. And there's a reason for that. All right, hey, Alicia. Hey, thanks for coming in. All righty, so Hair of Winds, we're going to start with you. Venus, Scorpio, 8th house. And, you know, if you don't mind, you know, I know that there's anonymity more on YouTube because you're not using your real name, which is cool. But if you don't want me talking about your personal chart or your Venus, your Mars, or your 7th house of relationships or in a sexual way, then maybe you don't want to give me your stuff. I'm just saying, okay? All right, so here we go. Hair of Winds, Venus and Scorpio. So you're wanting a woman who's very intense, who's very deep, who's very passionate. You have a double whammy because it's in Scorpio, it's in the home of Scorpio, it's in the 8th house. So you're looking for someone who all or nothing, you know. I want to say love with you. You want to know a woman from the inside out, and that's not like a negative thing. A lot of people who have Venus and Scorpio tend to be sexual quicker than later because they know once the intimacy happens, all the secrets come out, you know. And one thing with Venus and Scorpio, different than Venus and Gemini, it's a very sexual type of woman that you're looking for. But you're looking for that one person, not like more than one. So the intensity could be crazy. It could be transformative for your partner. Sometimes your partner could be like, oh my gosh, you know, this guy loves very intensely. And some people could be like, oh my God, it scares me a little. And some people who are on the same level as you are cool with it. So you need someone who matches you in intensity. And I'll be honest with you, there's no gray. It's either, you know, it's really hot or it's not. It's really cold. It ain't working. You know, so when Venus is in 8th or in Scorpio, love is either when it's good, it's good. When it sucks, it can suck. Okay, because there's no in between, you know. Let's see what else. Let's see what we have here. So you're looking for someone who's very sexual, who's very deep, who's very passionate, but you got to make sure you don't attract a woman who's too jealous, too possessive, too controlling, manipulative. You got to be careful of that, okay? And Venus is also the way love plays out. So love can play out, like I said, when it's good, it's good, when it's bad, but it could be very intense, very passionate, very sexual. So, you know, it could be really, really nice sometimes. Mars and Sagittarius in the 9th house. Wow, okay. So the way you flirt as a man, you're going to show that you're intellectual. You're going to show maybe that you're different. Maybe you're a different culture, or you could speak another language, or that you like to travel, that you like outdoors, you like mountain climbing, you like biking, you like, you know, camping or whatever. You like animals. You're going to show this adventurous side of you big time and an intellectual side of you. And you're also going to show that you like your freedom. Mars and Sagittarius loves to explore, loves to travel, loves to see things, you know. They like international things, you know. But Mars and Sagittarius is also about a moral compass, and your spirituality and your beliefs could be very important to you, too. You could show that as well, okay? All right. Okay, Mars and Sagittarius in the 9th house. Virgo in the 7th house and Jupiter. Okay, Virgo in the 7th house, and you are so good. And he's like, and Jupiter's in the 7th. Okay, perfect. Well, where's Mercury, though? Hair of Winds. The reason I'm saying, let's talk about, while you answer that question, where your Mercury is, and the reason I'm saying this, where Mercury is, he has Virgo in the 7th house, okay? So this tells me that his marriage partner could be very detail-oriented. She could be analytical, maybe a little too critical, or she could be the type of person who is very organized, efficient, practical. She could be a giver type of person. She could be the type of person who loves to do little things to show she cares for him. Like, oh my God, I did all your errands today, I did your laundry and everything. That's what Virgos like to do, to show that they care about you, you know what I mean? I picked this up for you, you know? Okay, your Mercury's in the 8th in Scorpio. Okay, conjunct Pluto. All right. So you can meet this person through, because the ruler of the 7th is in the 8th, you could meet this person maybe through, you know, obviously a wedding, God forbid a funeral, somebody who's handling financial affairs for you, anybody who's handling money, taxes, investments, you know, you can meet this person that way too. But a Virgo type of person would be somebody who's analytical, organized, detail-oriented. This person could be, like I said, practical, a little too critical sometimes, you know, they can get in their own way with critical. But the best part of their nature is just they love to be of service, they love to give, and, you know, oh, you know, they're the first to say, oh my God, I could totally help you organize that closet, or I can totally help. I can do all those errands while you're at work. Don't worry about it. I got you, so when you get home, you don't have to do it, you know. They're that type of person, you know, so that's nice. And, yeah, I have a Virgo sun, and ascendant, and I'm telling you that, I don't know what it is, but, like, disorganization, totally crazy, makes me nuts, and I have so many organizers in my house. My sister's like, how many are you going to get? Like, I do not know as many as I need, but yeah. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, and leave me feedback here of wins, and let me know what you thought about what I told you. All right, so now let's go. Hey, Patty. Alrighty. Venus is conjunct Pluto. Oh man, Venus conjunct Pluto in Scorpio in the 8th house. Damn. So, okay, Venus is conjunct Pluto. That means that there's a lot of intensity, and there could be a lot of transformation when it comes to love and relationships, you know, transformative energy. I'm going to be honest with you, intimacy with you could go beyond the physical, and you got to be careful that someone doesn't just get caught up with the physical end of that relationship, because that could happen. Because the intensity of that, somebody could get caught up with you physically and then be like, oh my God, but then, like, let's say that you're wanting that commitment, you know, right away. It depends. Well, your Mars is in Sag. So Mars is in Sag, you still like your freedom a little bit, you know. It can go either way. You could get with someone who's caught up on a physical level, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm not ready, you know, let's take it a little slower. But some people could get caught up in that physical end of it. So, or if you're caught up in the more physical end of it, and maybe somebody needs to take it slower or whatever, because that is very transformative energy when it comes to intimacy. Very deep, intense, and passionate. So, okay. All right. Okay. Well, Colleen, she says she's an Aries sun, Sag moon, and Cancer rising. I will tell you, she said, that's all I know. Okay, that's all right, Colleen. Well, I will tell you, whatever your moon, I'm sorry, whatever your Mars and your Venus says in your chart, if your moon is not happy, you will not be happy. So if your moon is not getting what it needs, it doesn't matter what Venus and Mars is, you know, happy. You know what I mean? So that moon you have, where is it? I think she said Sag. Yeah. So your moon needs adventure. You need that outdoorsy thing, and it depends on what house it's in too. It makes a difference. So, you know, moon and Sag in general you like to travel. Maybe you like international people. Maybe you like your freedom. So someone who's, even though you have Cancer in your chart, but if somebody's crouching in on you too much and you just want your freedom, you may have this innate feeling of, I want to learn, I want to extend my education, and this is just an emotional fulfillment for you. It really makes you all warm and fuzzy. So wherever your moon is, that is even more important than Venus and Mars, because let's say that for a woman, you meet your Mars guy, and he's like, woo, you know, and you're like, ooh, I'm all warm and fuzzy, I like this guy. But if he's not making that moon happy, it won't last, you know what I mean? So, okay. What website do you use, Susie? Astro, ASTRO.com. Go to Extended Chart Forecast, I think that is. Go to Extended Chart Selection or whatever it is, and enter your birth details. Alrighty, Moon's in Taurus opposing that. Oh, wow, okay. So Moon in Taurus for you here of Winds is you're going to need security, okay? So Your Venus has a lot of ups and downs going on because Venus, like I said, when it's good, it's good. When it sucks. But it can be very intense, very beautiful, and very transformative for you and the other person. But you're wanting security. So if somebody's like wishy-washy, or if there's too many highs and lows in the relationship, your moon's not happy. Your moon, you want somebody secure. So maybe for you, you may forego, and I don't know, you're a guy, you tell me, you may forego that intense sexual relationship for someone who's more stable, just to make you emotionally more satisfied and happy. Because you may, and I know you're thinking in your head, oh no, I'm not, I'm not doing that. The sexual thing is important. But in the long run, there could be too much ups and downs, and you're like, no, I want it secure. Okay. Let's see, here we go. Sag, rising 4th house Venus. Okay. And South China, 6th house Mars, ruled Taurus. Okay, so if I'm getting you right, Beau, B-E-A-U, you have to let me know if you're male or female, because sometimes the names in here could be androgynous, and it could be male or female, so I don't know. Beau, you're going to have to clarify, is 4th house Venus, what sign is it in? So I need to know what sign that would be. Okay. Okay, I have an conjunction with my moon in Taurus and my Venus in Libra. Okay. Okay, so your Venus is conjunct your moon in Libra. Oh, that's nice. So you're looking for someone, and I don't know what Bonbon, I'm not sure what house this is for you, because that can play a difference. But just from what you told me, Moon and Venus in Taurus, or no, Moon in Taurus. Hey guys, sorry about that. Okay, so my battery died, and even though it's plugged in, I don't know why I did that, so I plugged it in with a different plug, so we'll see. It is Mercury retrograde, so we will see, and I'm waiting for you guys to populate back in. All right, hello. People are coming in again, hello. And I'm hoping we can get Beau in. Wait, who was the last person I was reading? Mercury in conjunct. Moon and Venus in conjunct, Bonbon, it means that you're going to have to make an adjustment depending on the house it's in, okay? In conjunct means there needs to be an adjustment with Venus and the moon. So it's just like what I said to whomever, I forgot who I was saying to. You may need to make an adjustment maybe with love, or like, see, with you. My Moon and Venus in conjunct. Okay, Moon and Venus in conjunct, meaning that you may need to make either an emotional adjustment or a love adjustment to make your moon happy. There needs to be some sort of an adjustment there, okay? Your moon's in the 2nd house, that's money. You need to, financial security is a need for you. You really need to feel secure, okay? Well, this is kind of making me, I don't know why it's kind of, all right. Venus in the 7th per astro, okay. Venus in the 7th, Bonbon, that, you know, love could be very nice for you, or you may find a partner who makes things look like pleasant for you, really nice. You need security, yes. He goes, I need security. Yeah. So, well, here's the thing. If it's in Taurus, Moon's in Taurus, security. Depending on the house it's in, though, too. Here, everyone's, let me know what house yours is in. But if it's in the 2nd house, that's the home of Taurus. So that is security as well. But I need to know what sign it's in for more information. So you guys, the more you give me, the more I can tell you. If you give me the sign and the house, I can give you more information. You're welcome, Bonbon. All right, Venus, Scorpio, 2nd house. Wow, okay. So, Susie, the way you show love is you show a very sexual side of yourself. You show you're a sexual person, you're passionate, you're intense, but you also show that you're secure, that you bring in money, that you can make money, okay? Mars is in Aries in the 9th house for you. This means that you're attracted to somebody who's not shy. You don't want the shy guy. You like somebody who goes for what they want and goes for it. Somebody, Mars in the 9th house, this could be a foreign person from a foreign land. This could be a teacher, writer, publisher. This could be somebody who's likes to travel a lot, a worldly type of person. You could be attracted to that kind of an energy. Mars in the ninth also, you may also like to travel as well. But for you, international type of person who's educated, somebody who's smart, intelligent, but somebody who goes for what they want. So I would say your Mars in Aries, you're not looking for the shy, the guy who's like, oh, I'm too afraid to go up to her. That could be a total turnoff to you because Mars values strength. Now, I will say in a woman's chart especially, you know how they say what you are is what you're going to get? Because however you're using that Mars energy is how you're going to attract a partner, right? Because Mars is also your energy, right? So you may show that you like traveling, that you're a very direct person, that you go for what you want, that you're ambitious, you like traveling, you like learning, that you're educated. You're going to show these things, and that's exactly how you're going to attract that person too. All right. Intelligent and outgoing. Yeah, that's exactly what it shows you for you. All right. I'm glad that you agree, Susie. She says, that's me. Ha, bam. All right, let's see. Cancer Sun. Hey, Larry. Venus in the 8th house. Oh, love. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. What sign is your Venus in? South Node Taurus. 6th house. We're doing, you know what? We're doing, okay, we're doing Venus and Mars today. But if you're wanting to tell me the 7th house and the ruler to that 7th house, what house that's in, I can give you more information about that. But South Node Taurus, the 6th house. Well, it looks like in a past life you were very secure within your work. Okay? So that means your North Node now is in your 12th house. So you're looking to, in Scorpio, so that means that you're looking toward spirituality in this life. You're looking to go deep and passionate in regards to. Okay, this is Laura from LiveVisions.com coming back. Sorry, guys. And I did put my lightning speed thing in here, and my daughter was on the iPad earlier with her little cartoon. So, yeah. It says I have 6%, so let's just pray to God, okay? So, let's see here. Brother Jerry, if you can't stay awake, I understand. If you're tired, no problem. Okay, Sun and Venus in Cancer, the 8th house, South Node Taurus, and 6th house conjunct Jupiter. Okay, so this means the South Node is in Taurus, conjunct, you worked a lot in the past life, a lot, okay? And you were maybe concerned about security. So in this life, when you incarnated, you could have been really naturally concerned about security and naturally had this inclination to work, But this means that your South Node is in Scorpio in the 12th house, so you're needing to become more spiritual in this life, That's kind of what it's showing here. I don't know what this was on my phone. I have no idea what that was. So that's kind of what it shows. So in this life, you're going to be developing more spirit. It doesn't mean you're not going to work. You're going to be more spiritual. And you have Sun and Venus in Cancer in the 8th. Oh, that's so nice. So because you're a guy, Venus is what you're looking for in a woman. And Cancer is somebody who's sensitive, caring. I call the Cancers, Venus in Cancer for a man, the Betty Crockers of the Zodiac. In the 8th house, though, but you want her to be sexual. Because the 8th house, you want her to be sexual and you want her to be intimate. So you maybe kind of like, somebody who's sweet and nice housewife, but in the bedroom, she's a different person. That could be it too. But here's the thing. Venus and Cancer, they're the type of women, when you come to them, they're like, oh, can I bake you something? They make everybody who comes to their home feel really welcome, Now, because it's in the 8th house, though, you love deeply, you're intense, you're passionate, and you can be very sensitive when it comes to love, And the type of woman you're attracted to could be very intense, passionate, deep, and very sensitive when it comes to love. But because Venus is in that 8th house, it just means that love can be good. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, okay? But you do like that sensitive type of girl. Somebody who's sweet and kind and cares a lot about her home and family, all right? Now, you have your Sun there, too. The Sun in the 8th house, I have my Sun and Venus in the 8th house, too. So Sun in the 8th house, you're known to bring something to light that was hidden, okay? Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. Something can come to light to what is hidden. I wonder if that Sun and Venus is a conjunction or not. I'm just curious. But you're going to be working on spirituality in this life and getting deep within yourself, okay? And so to me, and I'm wondering where your moon is, because that's the ruler to this Cancer. That's going to give me more information, because it's looking to the ruler to this. The moon is going to give me more information to that Venus sun. Yeah. But in a past life, you worked a lot and you really cared about security. So maybe in this life, you kind of tend toward that. But universe is saying you may need to work towards spirituality and maybe giving more, because 12th house is also charitable, less material. It's more charity, it's hospitals, it's prisons, it's, maybe giving to those areas. You know what I mean? So, okay, it says this one too. And let me check something on my phone here. I think one of you guys sent in a payment, but I will send you confirmation as soon as this stream's up, okay? All right. Good that you told me a few weeks ago about mediumship. Oh my God, mediumship. Oh my God, especially in Cancer. So if Cancer's ruling your 8th house, especially, you could be a psychic intuitive to the point of, and there could be mediumship ability because of that 8th house is mediumship. Cancer's intuition, okay? We should do a chat about psychic indicators. Maybe we should do it next time, because that's a good one. Venus is in Leo in the 12th house. That's hard. Okay, Hannah, okay, you have to be very careful. Now, Venus is how love plays out, all right? And Venus is also how you show love, okay? You show love by being beautiful and showing who you are, but the 12th house is like that Venus is in jail. It's like you're afraid to express maybe who you are, and you need to be careful of love that's unavailable, either physically unavailable or emotionally unavailable. You need to be careful of that. I'm curious with your Venus, you have Mars and Libra in the 3rd house, so you're attracted to a person who is balanced, who is classy type of guy, somebody who's communicative. You're wanting that in a person. So somebody where you can take out and then you're not embarrassed of, and good communicator, maybe good dresser, and the way they handle themselves is very, classy. Somebody who's not tactful need not apply to you. Somebody who's a little trashy need not apply to you. But Venus in the 12th house is very difficult because it's not only how you flirt, but it's also how love plays out. You need to be careful. I'm curious as to your 7th house, what sign it's in. Well, here's the thing. Let's see. You have Libra in your 3rd house, and Venus is the ruler to Libra. So what you're attracted to in a person is someone who's classy, but Venus is in your 12th in Leo. So you have to make sure that that person's available, or they could be secretive, and you have to be careful of that. Oh, you need a reading from you. I love to read for you. Let me see. I don't know if you sent in somebody sent in something. I see it right here. So I will get to them. And let me see. And I know people use their different names in here. So, all right. Oh, your Sun and Venus is conjunct. Larry So's mine. So, Larry, a lot of people who have Sun and Venus conjunct can be good looking. All right. They can be beautiful also on the inside on a soul level. And because your Sun and Venus is in the 8th house, love for you can be very deep, very intense, very passionate, Yeah, and you also bring to light things that are hidden, you know what I mean? And maybe you also like that your love life is a little bit private. It depends on the houses and where the rulers are and stuff like that, too, for me to give more information. Okay. Your 7th house is Aquarius, Hannah. Okay. 7th house being ruled by Aquarius is very difficult because this could be, on a good note, you could just be attracted to very eccentric types, people who are ahead of their time in their thinking, innovative type of people, rebels, people who are go to the beat of their own drum. They don't care what anybody else thinks, says, or does. They do their own thing. They like their freedom. And I find a lot of difficulty with the 7th house because being ruling the partnership house. One or the other partner needs to give that person freedom, because if they don't have it, it can create a lot of ups and downs in the relationship. Make up, break up, that kind of stuff, okay? Now, the ruler to Aquarius is Uranus, so you have to see where you have Uranus in your chart, okay? for more information as to where you may meet this partner, okay? That can give you some information, all right? So, let's see. Okay, no problem, Larry. Anytime, just let me know. And it's usually right now, people who are booking me, I'm usually scheduling them that either that day or a day or two later, you know? And, yeah. Not sure if you said anything about mine. The sun is in Virgo, moon in Taurus, Venus in Leo. We're talking about Venus and Mars. So Venus and Leo, well, this is great. Venus and Leo, you show that, you know, you're confident. It depends on what house it's in, though, okay? But Venus and Leo, you could show that you're very confident about yourself. And, you know, you could have a very, unless Venus and Leo is in the 12th house, it's kind of hidden. But normally Venus in Leo is very confident. It's the most confident sign of the zodiac. You show that, hey, I'm a priority. I'm not an option. You know, I'm not a symphony. I'm the whole damn orchestra. You know, Mars in Virgo, you're like a guy who's analytical, detail-oriented, who, and maybe on the negative side, he could be too critical, just depending on what house it's in too. But you like someone who's detail-oriented and I want to say earthy in some way, very practical, you know. Ascendant Sagittarius. Your 7th house Gemini. Okay, 7th house Gemini, you have to look for a Mercury, what house Mercury's in, to figure out where you may meet this person. But 7th house Gemini is going to be somebody who talks about everything and everything. They're very good talkers. They can actually be like a chameleon, depending on who they're talking to, adjust what they're going to say. They read people very well. These are really good sales type of people. 7th house Gemini could be the type of person who's so good at communication. The only difficult thing with 7th house Gemini is you could run into a person, or you could be, it just depends, it's either you or them, could be the type where you want to date more than one person and that you can't make a decision. So indecisiveness could be a problem, but intellectual stimulation and communication, there's no shortage of something to talk about because they could be very interesting type of people to speak to. Okay, let's see. Uranus is in the 6th house, Hannah. So this means if you were the one with the Aquarius ruling the 7th, that means that you could meet them at work or through your day-to-day activities, or they could be in the service or health-related industry, something like that. Not sure if I missed mine. Male Sun conjunct. Oh, you have Sun conjunct Venus too. Oh, all my Sun conjunct Venus are joining me today. It's like me, nice. Sun conjunct Venus in Gemini. Okay. In the 12th house. All right. So you have to be careful. Sun conjunct Venus in the 12th house. Okay. You have to be careful. Okay. In a man's chart, Sun conjunct Venus is now that it's being highlighted here. First of all, Sun in the 12th house, maybe your father wasn't in your life, or Sun is the father, or you were distant from them. Okay, and you may feel like you're not getting the attention you need unless you travel. If you travel, all of a sudden you may feel like, oh my God, I'm getting all this attention. Where's it coming from? You know. Now you got to be careful. Conjunct Venus, Venus in the 12th house can be in your life. You may feel like you may like the unavailable types. Okay, so you have to be careful. You're not falling in love with someone who's unavailable emotionally or physically, or if it's unrequited, depending on the sign it's in and where that ruler is in. Oh, it's in Gemini. So where's your Mercury? I'm interested. Or they could be just indecisive, you know. They could be married or something. You got to be careful of that because, you know, sometimes some people, I'm not going to label either. Not that this is you. You can't always tell this, but some people that I've done readings for people who are gay or lesbian, Venus in the 12th can be very secretive about love because of their status, okay, their choice of lifestyle, okay, just depending, you know, but that doesn't always mean that's what it is, okay. It could just be unrequited, or you're in love with someone who's married, or it's just feeling like it's a taboo kind of a thing. It's very secretive about love. That can be too. But the sun there kind of shines a light on it, you know what I mean? And it's in Gemini, so Gemini is kind of like indecisiveness. So I'm not worried, I'm wondering where your Mercury is. Now you have Moon conjunct Mars in the 2nd house. So here's the thing, you're revved up to make money. You really need financial security in your life to feel good. And Moon conjunct Mars, you could get angry, you could get upset, you could react off of your emotions quite easily. But when you channel that energy into making money, That's going to satisfy you emotionally. You know, that's what I'm seeing here. Cancer Ascendant, you're a quite sensitive person too. When people meet you, they think that you're shy and you're sweet and you're nice. And the Sun, even though your Sun is in Gemini, you could actually even be shy and reserved with love, you know, but you could be secretive or love somebody that maybe is taken. You have to be careful of that, okay? That's just my advice. Now, if somebody sets you up on a blind date, gotta go. Because I've done readings for people with Venus and planets in the 12th, especially Venus, where, yeah, I was set up on a blind date and I got married. So if mom's setting you up or someone's setting you up, again, I need to know where that Mercury's at for more information. Mars and Taurus, which is in the 6th house, Venus in a crazy... Okay. I need to know if you're male or female because I don't know... If your question is kind of androgynous, like if your name is not, I need to know the gender because of the fact that it means different things depending if you're male and female. Okay, if you have your moon in Gemini in the 7th house, or if your 7th house is ruled by Gemini, again, this is somebody, you need to look at Mercury as to where you may meet that person. But moon there could be somebody who's very sensitive, who's very nurturing, who's very caring, intuitive, okay? Motherly type. But Gemini, again, is indecisiveness, you know, or can't make up their mind. Or this person could be really communicative, you know. Have to look at that Mercury for more information, okay? So the chart is actually, and your greatest need is partnership. Mars and the moon in the 7th house, okay? You feel like you may hate being alone. You may feel like, God, I need to be in a relationship. I can't stand being alone. You could just hate it. You know, people with this sometimes feel the need that, okay, I got to break up with this person, but I really don't want to be alone, so I'll stick around until I find that other person. Because they can't, their need is a relationship. Moon in the 7th, greatest need is a partnership. Gemini is you also need communication with that partner. You need the communication. So you're going to attract someone who's very communicative, very nurturing to you. Very caring, which is nice, but there could be an indecisiveness. I just need to see where that Mercury is for more information. Chart is a puzzle, people. It's like connecting the dots, you know? We're all snowflakes, so when they say, oh, all Aries are this and all Tauruses are this, that's not true. And I will say this, when it comes to transits, yeah, we can all kind of go through the same shit, but at a different time, depending on what week I was born versus what week another Aries was born, or, you know what I mean? And also, it depends on what planets are in my natal chart, because not everybody's going to have their Venus connected to their sun. You know what I mean? Like I do. But some of you guys do, which is really cool. Okay. I need to know what house that Mercury's in. Okay, Gabe, Mercury's in Taurus in the 11th house. So, if you were the person with Gemini ruling the 7th, Mercury, you may meet this person through a friend, group, organization, all right? And Mercury in Taurus is the type of communicator. It would be a very stable. Mercury in Taurus, they don't really say a lot, but what they do say has a lot of meaning. They're a person of little words, and they don't really like drama, you know? But friends, groups, organizations, you may meet that person if Mercury is ruling that Gemini in that 7th. One person put, oh, my Mercury's in Libra conjunct Mars and Pluto, but I need to know the house, you guys. See, that's why it's important to get your chart done, because it matters of the conjunctions, it matters the house it's in. So, but I can just give you little tidbits of information here. Winds. Oh, you too, Larry. You too. Have a great weekend. Have a nice holiday. Okay, I've had the Sun conjunct Venus in Gemini 12th, Mercury. Okay, oh, in the 12th. Oh, I got you. Mercury. Oh, okay. So this means that, so you're the one where Venus in the Sun in Gemini is in the 12th, and you have Mercury in Taurus. So this person may be a friend of yours. You know, it could be a friend communicating with a friend in regards to the situation, or maybe this person is a friend that you're in a relationship with, or you have this love feeling for. I don't know. You know, I'm interested, Gabe, is your 7th house. I don't know if I looked at your 7th house not. Okay, Cancer Ascendant, Moon conjunct Mars and Leo in the 2nd. Well, Moon's conjunct Mars and Leo in the 7th, in the 2nd, meaning that you really have a drive to make money. Moon conjunct Mars, you could get mad easily, like react off of your emotions. Not easily, but react off of your emotions. In Leo, so can be dramatic, okay. But I will say in Leo, you got the drive to make money. Cancer ascendant is this cardinal sign too, so that's very driven. People, when they first meet you, they see you're sweet and kind, you know. But so the other person, okay, Gabe, 7th house is empty, Capricorn in the 7th. Okay, even if a house is empty, it doesn't mean you're not going to be dealing with that. That's another thing. People think, oh, it's empty, there's nothing happening there. No, that does not mean that. It just means that you're not going to be dealing with shit in that house, which sometimes it's good. You know, but if you have a benefic planet, like Venus or Jupiter, God's giving you a little kiss of a little extra something, something in this life in that house. But if it's a, you know, be glad sometimes a house doesn't have a planet, because it could be Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, and that shit's horrible. So, I mean, it's not horrible, it's just difficult. So if you have a 7th house and it's empty, be happy, you know, that's nice. Okay, but here's the thing. You have 7th house is empty, but there's Capricorn ruling the 7th. Now, Capricorn ruling the 7th, I will tell you, marriage is probably better after 35. Marriage can be delayed because you don't know all there is to know about yourself or the partner when Capricorn or Saturn is ruling or in the 7th, okay? If Saturn is aspecting the 7th, you know, in the 7th, opposing the 7th, squaring it, or if the 7th house is ruled by Capricorn, this all applies, okay? So I would wait till after 35 to get married, because if you get married before 35, I'm going to be honest with you, dollars to donuts, it usually ends in divorce. So I will say, but if you do get married after 35, it can stand the test of time, because Capricorn is security built on solid foundation. And if something is not on solid foundation before 35, it will crumble. After 35, it's like guaranteeing you solid. You've learned from whatever it was, and it's going to be solid. All right? So even though that house is empty, it doesn't matter. Okay, and Saturn, the rule of the 7 is in the 1st. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, so Saturn being in your 1st makes you a very responsible person, whether responsibility was put on you as a young age or you put it on yourself, okay? But Saturn can make you, because of the Saturn ruling your 7th and it's in your 1st, that partner is going to approach you. So that is nice, I will say. Oh, and check too, because your ascendant sign is Cancer and your 7th house cusp is Capricorn, look at the degree. Because if your ascendant sign is 29 degrees Cancer, and if your descendant sign is 29 degrees Capricorn, that's a millionaire's aspect, by the way. You could be coming into some moolah. Depending on the degree, you guys, if it's the very last, if it's 29 degrees, that's a millionaire's aspect. Now, if you have 29 degrees Scorpio, especially on the ascendant-descendant, it's huge. But if you have 29 degrees Taurus or Scorpio, it could be a bankruptcy degree, just saying. Any of you guys have Pluto conjunct Jupiter, that's a rags to riches aspect, like millionaire. That's really nice, like winning the lottery. Oh, lottery aspects, some of you guys want to know about that? We look at Uranus to Venus, and we look at Uranus to Jupiter, especially if you have a nice trine from Uranus to Jupiter, or a biquintile or a quintile. You know, play the lottery, and you got to know when those planets are being activated to play. And I usually give you those dates in a natal reading. All right, so anyway, I went on my little rampage there. Because I'm like, oh my God, his 7th house is Capricorn. That means his ascendant is Cancer. And if it's at 29 degrees, you could be into some money. All right. You said at work because he's reading for my sun sign. Because in a reading for my sun sign, not sure which video, but it said something like, I'll meet someone special at work once I let go of this thing holding me back. Yeah. Yep. So I think that if the ruler to the 7th is in your 6th, it's work, health, day-to-day activities, or they could be in the work or health industry or service industry. Okay, is Venus conjunct someone's ascendant? Is this person your type? Oh my God. First of all, it's beautiful. They're going to be attracted to you, or find you a beautiful person, you know. You may immediately be drawn to that person yourself. So yeah, this is a really good karmic thing. But here's the thing, if you want to know if you've known someone in a past life, you're looking at Saturn. Saturn's the glue. So if you have Saturn-Venus aspects, you know, Saturn-Moon, Saturn-Mars, you're looking at all that stuff. But if you're looking at, you know, what do you call it? The nodes, you know, like if somebody's south node's falling in your ascendant, you knew them in a past life, but it's a lesson in this life. You're not meant to stay with that person, okay? If their north node is in your first house, okay, you're meant to have a relationship with them. It's karmic, but maybe to fill out something from a past life that you've once done, it just depends. Now, if someone has, I want to say, their north node Venus, you know, something like that, you're meant to like be with that person. If it's a south node Venus, you've had love with that person before in a past life, you know. So there's all this synergy. That's through a relationship advisor session. If you guys book with me, I go through all that in your chart. All right. Venus conjunct someone's ascendant. Oh, that's what he wrote. Okay. So I hope you guys like this. I'm going to be putting my link here in case you guys want to book a reading from me, whether it's a relationship advisor session or a natal reading. It's really interesting. And sometimes I go into stuff about your parents because don't forget, like, the moon is the mom, the sun is the dad, and a lot of times this, you know, in a woman's chart, moon can be, the sun is also her husband, you know, and in a man's chart, the moon is also his future wife. So this stuff really does play into how we do relationships, and sometimes learning the dynamic and like saying, oh, you know, this happened as a youth and you're kind of reliving this, but you need to break this pattern in order for this to happen. Or sometimes people call for synastry, just so you know, it's not only a relationship, but it's like, I'm married and my mother is causing me so many problems in my marriage, and I need to know how to fix this. And I'll look at the charts. And I could say sometimes you got to tell mom, hey, you know, she's got to back off a little bit, you know. There's boundaries. And sometimes children have problems telling mom or dad boundaries, especially in a marriage situation. But I've had people call me in regards to a dynamic between their child. Like, I don't know what's going on with my kid right now. It's not happening. And am I doing something? Am I affecting them in a certain way? And sometimes I can shed light on that. Like, well, when you act this way, do they act this way? Yeah. I'm like, well, there you go. You know, you have to change. He's not receptive to this kind of energy you're giving. He's more receptive to this. You know, you got to look at that kid's moon and stuff too. So, and they could be going through a certain transit. It could be transitory. It doesn't have to be something that natally, you know. I look at all that. So if you want a relationship advisor session, it does not always have to be, what do you call it? You know, it doesn't always have to be a relationship partner. It's a relationship to anybody in your life that's causing you grief or that you want to marry or you're happy with and you just want to see. But natal charts can give you so much information about you as a person. Sun conjunct Mars, arguments and fighting. Yeah, especially if that sun is like conjunct Mars, like Kazemi, like too close. That Mars is creating more fire. You know, it's burning up by the sun. So it could be, especially with dad. You know, either your dad could have been argumentative, or there could be fights with dad, or you may feel like there's so much authority there that maybe your energy is being burned up by that sun, you know, like, you know. Alrighty. So, let's see. Yeah, you and your dad are always arguing. Yeah, you may feel like he overpowers you with that, you know, that kind of going on. And you may feel that way with authority, too. When that Sun Mars is activated by a transit, you may feel like, shit, I'm dealing with another authoritarian a-hole or a boss that, you know, I can't deal with. And no matter what I do, I feel freaking stuck. Like, my energy is burned up. So, plus Sun conjunct Pluto. Oh, wow. Well, Sun conjunct Pluto can be somebody who can be transformative, but they can also be manipulative. They can be intense researcher, a detective, you know, wanting to know, you know. Yeah, I know a certain person in my life who, she's got a lot of Scorpio. I mean, I have Scorpio too, Sun, Venus in the 8th house, you know. And, but I'm not like, oh, I see this person. Did you see this person? They're up to something. Oh my God, what do you think? We should check them out. I'm like, no. But yeah, some people could be like that. But I will say, Sun conjunct Pluto, you could be interested. It could be interested in the occult, depending on what house it's in. But with the father itself, could be manipulation. It could be control. Maybe a lot of control with that. Power plays, power struggles. But you as a person could be interested into things that are taboo, things that are secretive, things that are hidden, and you want to research and find the answers. What was the Cancer rising sign again? Yeah, 29 degrees is a millionaire's aspect. If you have 29 degrees Cancer, you automatically have 29 degrees Capricorn. You know? So yeah, that's a millionaire's aspect. Okay, I can be paranoid sometimes. Sun and Pluto in the 8th house. Yeah, but you know what it is too? I will say, I have 8th house energy too. And we're the type of people, I'll be honest with you, if I feel, and 8th house is also psychic energy, I'm not joking, you know? So if I feel, every time I don't listen to my gut, it bites me in the ass. If I feel someone's doing me dirty, or they're lying to my ass, or cheating on my ass, or whatever, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna freaking find this shit out. You know, I'm not playing, you know? And it's because of that, you know, 8th house energy, you know what I mean? And we could be interested in stuff where people were like, I don't want to know that shit. Like, I told you I did my solar return. I found that tumor in my heart. I kind of diagnosed myself. And my sister's like, why are you doing that? You're making yourself nuts. You're causing yourself anxiety. And I'm like, I gotta know. I know something's up. Intuitively, when my daughter was born, I knew something. So I checked that chart. I'm like, holy shit. Shizzles. Oh, my God. You know, and I remember my Aunt Betty, she was in the hospital with me just before I went in for surgery, and she's like, you're doing so well, honey, you're okay. And I'm like, you know, my chart's showing that my daughter's chart, I did her chart, and I'm going to live. She goes, what do you mean? I said, it doesn't show in her chart this year that she loses her mother, so I'll be back. I'll see you when my surgery's done. She's like, oh my God, you're crazy. But yeah, so, but you should see, man, when I had to go, I was doing charts like crazy in the hospital. They think, like, she's crazy with that damn cell phone. We're about to take it away. Okay. My 5-year-old twin boys are millionaires. Yeah, if they have that, 29 degrees Cancer, 29 degrees Capricorn, they're set. But you're going to have to look for rulers to that. So whatever the ascendant sign is, you're going to look at their Venus, can give you more information. You should get a career reading on them, since they're twins. And I would look for Venus, what house it's in, what sign it's in. It can give you more information as to where they make money. We also look at the 2nd, 6th, and the 10th, and the rulers to those, and what planets are in those to give you the exact career. But Venus can give you a lot of information about career. Sun conjunct North Node in the 8th. The Sun conjunct the North Node in the 8th, well, you're meant to do something either metaphysical, handle people's finances. You know, this is great for accounting or something like that with finance. You know, this could be like being authority over someone's money. Also, I have my Sun in the 8th house too. My North Node's not there, but did finance for years. But somebody with North Node especially, it could be finance or it could be metaphysical, dealing with something metaphysical, you know, something like that. Or insurance related, or maybe research related, putting a light on something that's hidden. A lot of detectives may have that too, you know. Or depending on what you're doing, surgeons could have this too. 8th house is life and death, and 8th house is depending if Mars was there, especially cutting in knives. So we look at all of that when we look at a chart. How did I learn so much about it? You know what? It was so funny. I just kind of did it, you know, ever since high school, learned a little more. And then when my parents died, I was like a freaking crazy-ass person wanting to know why would I sign up for a chart where my parents losing my mom, my dad, and my grandma in like the freaking practically the same year. I'm like, what the hell did I, you know, what sane person would sign up for this crap? And I felt like as if God took a bowling ball and like my whole family was obliterated in a year. It was just so depressing and so horrible. And that's when the economy tanked at the same time. It was so shitty. And I was like, you know what? I want to be prepared next time. Any of this shit's gonna happen to me, I want to know, because And so I started studying and studying and studying. But I always had that psychic thing happening with me too. Like, you know, my grandma was a medium. My dad used to tell her, don't say anything to people. You're embarrassing me, you know. She was this little lady. She was so cute. She'd be like, you know, I saw the guy upstairs who died, you know. And my dad's like, don't tell this to the kids, you know, or you're embarrassing me. And so it wasn't like something he wanted to be talked about. But I guess my mom's grandma was also a psychic, but she used tarot, which I didn't even find out until a couple years ago. Because I'm like, I wish I had this obsession a little bit with tarot and tarot cards, but I never really got into it till recently. And then I found out from a relative that a great grandma was interested. She was a tarot reader, you know. And that's how they found out my mom was pregnant at 19, because she did a tarot reading on it and told her mom, you know. I did not know this, you know. But it's fascinating. So anyway, long story short, I also wanted to know why my little psychic gift was like a curse. Because when my parents died, crazy ass shit was happening. And I didn't know about grounding techniques or how to protect yourself. All I knew is that I had this thing my grandma had, but I did not like it. To the point where I went to a priest because I wanted it to go away. And it did, you know. But he says, be careful what you wish for, because, you know. And sometimes I get messages in dreams, like vivid ass messages that really happen. So, you know, but yeah, everybody's different, and if you want to look at psychic indicators, we can look at that in your chart. We want to look, if you're psychic indicators, you want to look at Scorpio, you want to look at Pisces, you want to look at Cancer, you want to look at your 12th house, your 8th house, and your 4th house. What planets are in there? You're looking for Neptune, Pluto, and the Moon. And the aspects between those are all indicators. Anything to do with Scorpio or Pluto, okay, is mediumship ability. Anything to do with Cancer or the 4th house is intuition, okay? Anything to do with Pisces or the 12th house is clairvoyance. But sometimes people could have like a water sign in a different like house. Like maybe they don't have like, I have Neptune in the 4th house, right? Neptune is in Sag, you know, that's not like, you know, but Neptune being there, because it's in the house of Cancer, gives you more information, you know, that's clairvoyance, you know. So you have, and any planets in that 8th house, especially people with 12th house planets, 8th house planets. Mercury is also included, because that could be communication with the other side. You know, you got to look at all that stuff. So some people can astral travel, some people have mediumship, clairvoyance, some people, everybody's gifts work differently, because like I said, my 4th house cusp is ruled by Scorpio. There's an interception there. And then I also have Neptune in that house. You know, I have 2 planets in the 8th. The sun in the 8th is another psychic indicator, you know. So there's just, my moon conjunct Ketu is another indicator. It's conjunct Sirius, or Sirius, however you call it, is another indicator. My moon's also in Cancer, which, there you go on top of that one. So that may explain that stuff. But let me see where else I have. Pluto, not so much. That's in Libra. And you're looking for where you have Mercury too, you know. My Mercury's in Pisces, you know what I mean? And I do talk a lot about healing and dealing with others and all that stuff. So anyway, pretty much astrology is more my background, and I've added tarot to kind of fill in the blanks as far as what missing pieces astrology kind of doesn't say. Because it doesn't say, I mean, I can look at a chart and say, okay, I see this guy's dealing with a relationship. And they're like, well, I haven't seen him all month. And I'm like, well, he's got to be dealing with somebody, or maybe he's on a date site or whatever, you know. I can kind of tell, you know. And then I pull some cards and I see even more information, you know what I mean? So anyway, I love the 2 combined. That's just me. You have Gemini Ketu in the 2nd house. I wasn't sure it conjunct my moon in Taurus in the 2nd house. Oh, okay. Well, I will tell you, if Ketu is conjuncting your moon, this is like a gravitational pull away from the mom in your life. You're kind of getting away from the mom. If the Ketu is conjuncting your moon, you had your mother was your mother in a past life. And I will say, you know, Ketu in a past life, communication could have been really important to you too as well. or you communicated for maybe money. You were communication for money, and maybe your mother was involved with this money thing, and for security, something with security in a past life. Wherever we have this past, just so you know, wherever we have our past life, we kind of come into this incarnation. Like I have my moon conjunct Ketu in the 11th. So I'm getting away, and that's 11th is groups, organizations, and I'm always going to my groups and organizations, even though I'm supposed to get, I'm always like, oh, let's start a group. Let's do a group. It's like, but my North Node is in my 5th house of children, creative projects, and romance. So I'm meant to, not really shine through other people. I'm supposed to shine on my own because it's Capricorn. It's also Capricorn, my North Node. So I'm supposed to shine on my own. But it doesn't mean that I completely get rid of that. It means I use my knowledge of groups and organizations and I incorporate that into trying to shine on my own. And Capricorn means that you're going to work hard. You're going to work very hard and, achieve. You could be well known. If North Node is in the 5th, especially in Leo. If it was in Leo, that's nice. If you have Saturn in your 10th, success could be delayed. You could have, you may be working even when you're not working. You're like, I'm always on the call or whatever. Saturn, you could feel like you don't get recognition sometimes when you do things, or you have to work double hard. And after 35, this kind of tames down a little bit and gets better. But you're always going to be, I want to say, working a lot, working hard with Saturn. And it doesn't mean that you're going to hate it, because I'll tell you, I have my Saturn in the 10th, but my 5th house is ruled by Capricorn, and I love work. Like, if I could work 24/7, I would. And, yeah. So I just, I enjoy what I do. So I guess it just depends. 5th house is your enjoyment. 5th house is your creativity, it's romance, it's love, it's children, it's your play. And I remember my astrology teacher telling me, you have North Node here, And I know that my daughter, I had her for a reason, and I know she's supposed to teach me to have more fun. Because I was always really responsible as a kid, and I don't know, I think we were very sheltered. My dad, kind of sheltered us a little bit, too, and I went to private school, high school. And I think that, for me, I was always like, well, work is kind of fun for me. Trying to be successful, trying to establish myself and do something that I do love. It's kind of like a hobby that I made my job. But people with 5th house Capricorn can find work enjoyable, And Capricorn is the workhorse of the zodiac, where they work hard, So, yeah. Aries are hard workers. Cardinal signs gets things done. They initiate, but they have a hard time following through. But my Virgo ascendant helps me with that, because my Virgo ascendant will, let's get this done. I hate leaving stuff for later. I hate it. I'm so interested in past lives. You know what I've never done, and I've never, had this done for me or with me, but I would love to bring someone on the website, who is a past life regression therapist. That would be so awesome, to have somebody like that who you can talk live to, and I don't know. I'm interested in that kind of stuff. I just think it would be awesome. All right. Saturn first will pretty much delay things in the 3rd and 7th and 10th house, right? Well, Saturn can bring delays into your life, but it depends where you have Capricorn ruling, all right? And it could affect the house that you have Aquarius ruling as well, okay? Because it is the co-ruler to Aquarius. So, even though Uranus is the ruler to Aquarius, but it's people don't know it's the co-ruler. So, it could create delays in those houses especially, all right? Yeah. And, yeah, Capricorns are go-getters. Pisces, it's really weird. She says, I'm a Pisces and I hate to leave things for later. Now, that's unusual for Pisces. You must have other things in your chart that makes you not that way. Because usually a lot of procrastinators can't be Pisces. They're like, because mutable signs have a hard time making decisions. Like, oh, I don't know, I like this, I like that. But Pisces is the most creative sign, the zodiac, It's like really, really creative. So I have my Mercury in Pisces, and I like creative writing, and, I'm always changing my website to make it look pretty. It's like crazy and nuts, changing colors, and I like learning HTML and stuff like this. I know some people are like, why don't you just try to do sites, you know? I guess I could, but I think I have more passion in doing my own than maybe someone else's. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I've never thought about it. But I like what I do. So, anyhow, but yeah, wherever you have Pisces, you may be really creative or you may be really spiritual, but you may be called to action to help others in some way. And if you do not serve, God may make you suffer. So just be aware of this. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'll wrap this up. It is getting a little bit long. Leo rising and Neptune in Aries. They can be wishy-washy heroines. Yeah, mutable signs can be. But I can't really say that because it also depends on what else you have. You know, you could be a mutable sign and then all of a sudden you put in. Virgos, I don't think are wishy-washy. Well, they can because they want to be of service, you know. But if they have a real good, solid sign next to it, it may not make them so wishy-washy, like Saturn, something like that. But anyway, I hope this is helpful to you guys, and I'm sorry I had to do this in so many parts. Stupid Mercury retrograde kicking my ass again. So if you want a reading, I will put the link here, and, you know, so we can talk more astrology, and maybe next time we'll do more about psychic indicators, you know. So what I would suggest for the next live stream, print your chart from astro.com, astro.com, go to their extended chart selection, and put in your birth details, print it off, and we can look at it. And then we'll talk about psychic indicators maybe in the next stream, okay? All right, and I cover all this in a natal reading, guys. So if you want a natal reading, I cover it all. And even if you want a recorded reading, in a way I do kind of like recorded readings. Because when I'm half an hour with someone on the phone, a lot of times people like to talk and talk and talk, you know. But I'm not giving you a lot of the information I need to give you because it's your time, and if you want to talk, I let you talk. But when it's a recorded reading, I talk straight through, and I'm covering this point, that point, this point, this point. I'm covering everything. So if you want a recorded reading, they're just as good, okay? And I may even cover more in those because it's me straight talking, all right? So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for coming in. And if you're interested in psychic indicators, the next one, let me know. Put down below. Oh, and I want you to do me a huge favor. Write down, I shared this. If you write down, I shared this, and then share it on your Facebook page, and then I will pick a winner, and I will do a free 15-minute reading for a person who shared it on their Facebook page. And I'll just click and see if you shared it on your Facebook page, and if you did, then yeah, I'll do a free reading for you for 15 minutes. So I'm going to pick a person, and I'm going to pick around the 15th of the month. So if you please share this video, you guys, I really appreciate it. It really helps. And like, subscribe, and tell me what you think about the psychic indicator idea for next time. All right? Or if you want to talk about, maybe you want to talk about the 8th house and sex next time, or you and your partner, or if you're compatible and what he's interested versus what you're interested in. But just keep in mind, you may want to use an anonymity name, or maybe not your real name, because this is YouTube. I mean, you know, for privacy reasons, I don't know. So let me know, you guys, what you want to see next time. Both psychic indicators and the 8th house. Well, that's the 8th house is very psychic, but, you know, we can talk about the sexual part of it, or we can just talk about the psychic part of it too, guys. So leave me your comments below, all right? Love you. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.